1 out of every 3 Canadians is a smoker, and most of them do the majority of their smoking at work. For years, smokers have known that their habit dramatically increases their risk of lung cancer, emphysema, and heart disease. But now there is evidence that their smoking also harms the health of their fellow workers who don't smoke. Studies in Japan, Europe, the USA, and Canada have concluded that the risk of lung cancer and bronchial disease is more than doubled for non-smokers who are forced to breathe secondhand smoke, the smoke that drifts through the office and that's invisibly recirculated but not filtered by the workplace ventilation system.
There can be no doubt anymore among reasonable people that it hurts non-smokers.
The dangers of secondhand smoke have been well documented in a soon-to-be-published book by ex-smoker Martin Dewey.
I had quit smoking at great cost to myself, and I was very proud of having done it. And it really annoyed me that, having gone to all that work, I would still have to go and be exposed all through my working hours every day in order simply to make a living. I felt trapped.
As smokers have dwindled into the minority, non-smokers have pressed for semi-solutions like segregated offices, smoking cessation programs for their smoker friends, and better ventilation systems. But some Canadian workplaces have taken a new direction. Here in Kingston, Ontario, the heart of old Upper Canada, the outside air is as crisp and clean as the facade of this pre-Confederation City Hall.
And just as pristine and traditional as the city itself is Kingston's newspaper, the Kingston Week-Standard. It's Canada's oldest daily newspaper, established in 1810. But on January 1st, 1985, this traditional newspaper did something very radical.
Journalists are notoriously heavy smokers, yet here in the Whig newsroom, not a cigarette in sight. The paper's publisher banned smoking altogether. At the same time, the paper also began to refuse all tobacco advertising. Publisher Michael Davies was unfazed by charges from the tobacco companies and some of his smoking employees that he'd usurped a natural right.
I think the right is the right to clean air, and the right to fresh air by everyone, and the right to pollute somebody else's air is the unnatural thing.
Momentum to ban workplace smoking is picking up. For instance, on New Year's, the Boeing Corporation in Winnipeg told its 600 employees to butt out. The company has also instituted a preferential hiring policy towards non-smokers.
And now the federal government is following the lead of private corporations like Boeing and the Week-Standard. The government's latest announcement does not go so far as to totally ban smoking in federal office buildings, but it does guarantee a mediation process so that members of the Public Service Alliance who don't smoke will be protected from the smoke of others. Undoubtedly, non-smokers in the private sector will be paying close attention. In Toronto, I'm Michael Foreman for CBC News.